What's up, Monger Maniacs? It's the Beer Monger Sessions, everyone's favorite streaming podcast about breweries, craft beer, alternative sports, and of course,
shenanigans!
For the brewery, by the brewery. Ladies and gentlemen, Monger Maniacs out here. I'm your host, Spartan Biscuit, and my co-host, the Queen of Quinch, Squiz, and my other co-host, the Poppy of Palates, Master Chief Monger. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday, September 18th, the year 2019, and we're about to get down Monger style right here at Land Grant Brewing Company in downtown Columbus, Ohio. Man, what a great spread. As soon as you pull up into the neighborhood, it's like Land Grant everywhere over here, you know, and wow. Right here at 424 West Town Street, and like I said, downtown Columbus, Ohio. And we got a great show for you. We are bringing the dogs in, and they're going to tell you everything that you want to know about Land Grant coming up, and about, you know, a little bit of history in the past. Because I tell you what, 5 years is coming up, and they got a lot of history. They got a lot of history. Chief's been talking about it the whole way down here, and there's a lot of really, really cool stuff that we want to make sure everybody out there in Monger Nation knows about Land Grant Brewing Company. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into a little bit of what the hell have you been doing? So let's go ahead and start with old Master Chief here. What have you been getting into?
Well, this past week, Thursday and Friday, I went to Indianapolis to attend a little bit of a conference, you know, a little bit of an industrial conference, trying to check some stuff out, see what's going on in the world that I used to live in. It's kind of fun to keep your toes in the water a little bit. And had a couple breweries and stuff, but I stopped at this place called Pier 48. It's attached to the hotel. It's right down there in downtown Indianapolis. And their thing is to bring a little bit of the East Coast to Indianapolis. And I'll tell you, you walk in and it smells like you're walking down the streets of Boston. I mean, you just immediately the oyster smell comes to me, it just hits you. Like,
oyster bar.
Oyster bar.
Oh, God.
Fucking love oysters. That's awesome.
No, yeah, it's a straight oyster bar.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I got there after the kitchen had closed because I actually hit on their, it was their soft opening night. So they were just allowing people in.
Cool.
Yeah. But I did get a lobster in roasted corned bisque, which was absolutely delicious.
Sounds
I
splendid.
got it in a bowl to go, and it was a giant bowl. I ate about half, and then next morning I woke up and ate the rest for breakfast right out of the fridge. It was delicious out of the fridge.
As one does.
They had a great beer selection, but honestly, what got me was their Scotch selection.
Their Scotch.
You had me at Scotch.
Imagine that, Master Chief.
Well, there I was texting you pictures of the
I
Scotches
know. You
I was
sent me
drinking.
a picture of that Scotch. I was like, where do I get that? You're like, Indianapolis. I was just like, that's too far.
a little bit too far.
Too far for me.
You guys are sick. You guys are sick.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. I had there was all kinds of different stuff, but they had some Islay Island ones. Glenfiddich was there. Belvany. I mean, I've never even had that before. Monkey Shoulder, of course, they had the Johnny Walker and the Chivas. And but I tell you what, man, it was absolutely fantastic. The people were very cool, very gracious to have people coming in. But it was, I tell you what, if you're going to go down to Indianapolis, if you're going to go catch a Colts game, you're going to go watch the Pacers. They're right across from the stadium of the Pacers, like the front door. You got the front door of the Pacers across the street. And
it's called it's like
Field House.
Something Field House.
It's basketball.
It's like an insurance company.
Yes.
Oh, they offered me a job. I didn't take it.
Oh, why not? Why would that?
Because I wanted to sell beer, not insurance.
Well, you could have.
Did you know selling insurance sucks? My phone gets blown up 50 times a day from people trying to sell me some stinking insurance.
On the drive over here, his phone would not stop ringing. I had no idea.
I wish people would call me and be like, yo, we're trying to sell you this fantastic beer at a great rate. I'd be like, yes, I'm in.
Yeah.
I don't need your insurance.
Rather sell beer than insurance.
But honestly, Pier 48, I recommend going there and checking it out.
Next time I'm in Indy for sure, because I go there for shows and stuff. So
right.
I don't go to watch the Colts.
You probably got a cousin
Defo
there
not
too.
the Pacers.
All right, Squiz, I know that you're a busy person. I mean, So tell me what you got into. It's interesting because I can't wait to hear the story behind this because you know how me and Master Chief roll to these things.
See, I completely forgot to even send you the most interesting thing that happened to me last week, so I guess I'll just tell you about it. But I went to a bottle share in Dublin with some friends, and they had gone to Chicago and brought back a bunch of the featured style that they brought back from Chicago was IPAs, specifically New England IPAs and double IPAs. So in this picture, you'll see most of those cans are Chicago breweries, and then all of the bombers and stuff are from what we brought to share with them. I did get to finally drink some King Sue, which is that picture right there. I've heard from Toppling Goliath, I've heard so much good stuff about it. It's a brewery that I've always wanted to try, and they had some there. But actually, the most interesting thing that happened to me last week, I can't believe I forgot this. So Tuesday night, I go out to this bar in Clintonville called O'Connor's Club 20. And a friend of mine was there, and he is friends with Fred Schneider from the B-52s. So Fred Schneider from the B-52s comes up in O'Connor's Club 20 with my buddy Jimmy, and we all sang karaoke together.
What?
Yeah, I watched Fred Schneider from the B-52s sing multiple karaoke songs, one of which was Cry Me a River. He changed the lyrics to Fry My Liver. And then I sang my customary Eminem song.
No way, did you?
Oh,
oh man.
And I came off stage and he goes, I didn't expect that from you because you seem like a shy lesbian girl. And I was like, Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fred Schneider. So, long story short, Fred Schneider, nice guy to drink with, nice guy to sing karaoke with.
Can I just set the record straight? Neither shy nor lesbian. So.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well,
so,
you know. Yeah.
The exact opposite.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? I can't help what years ago at the beer fest, the Winter Beer Fest, Squiz. I thought Squiz had too much to drink, and she was going up on stage. You know, and I'm just like, yo, man, you're about to rip an Eminem on stage at Beer Fest. I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And then you went up there, and I was like, what in that? Where the hell has she been?
Yeah. You never karaoke something you don't know the words to.
Oh, you know what I almost got to do also? I almost got to manage a dogfight.
What, a dogfight?
Dogfight, yeah. We're at Metazoa Brewing Company, also in Indianapolis.
Okay.
And they love dogs in there. And there are just dogs barking at dogs, dogs chasing other dogs. It was absolutely, it was a borderline insane in there. It was, yeah. You know, I mean, I like dogs. You know,
I like dogs. Do you like Dex?
Yeah,
I like Dex.
Yeah, I like
Dex.
But man, it was a dog fighting kennel for the most part in that place.
Ah, man, you know, hey, outside, man, I think dogs are all good, man. Let's keep them outside. That way they can, you know, have that awesome freedom of roaming and running.
And pooping wherever they want.
Yeah. Pooping outside is great for a dog.
They just poop outside. Yeah.
The beer
You
was
know, if I was a dog, I would definitely want to poop outside instead of inside and make my owner upset. But anyways, hey, not to get off track.
What did you do?
What did I do? Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I got into a lot, to be honest. You know, I went down to Bryson City. All right, and I'll tell you what. This was, and first of all, I was down there for Marine Corps reunion.
Where's Bryson City? What's that?
It's in North Carolina.
Okay.
And it's right there in the mountains. You know, and here, better yet, let me show you a little picture. You know, there we go. And I was at Mountain Layers Brewing Company, and that was one of my. I probably spent a little bit more time there than what I should have. You know, but I went there anyways. To give you a better example of where I was at for the most part down there, was right up top over there underneath a green umbrella number 3. All right, and this is such a cool place. And I was also at Nantahala Brewing Company.
Okay.
As well, they're in the same town, literally a block away from each other. It was really, really a lot of fun, you know. And
What was your favorite beer you had from each brewery?
You know,
Style.
You know, I was cranking New England's.
Okay.
You know, I stayed IPA. You know, but towards the end of the trip, you know, we went with the light beer. You know, I was drinking a little lighter, some Kolsch's and stuff like that. You know, but you know, while we were down there, we also did a little bit of whitewater rafting and stuff like that. And I got to share this right here because this never happened to me. Right here, man, this is my dude, Greg. He is a river rat, man. He was our guide when we went whitewater rafting and duckies. And we invited him and his crew over to the cabin for an after party. And we actually did a show. That was, well, it's only on YouTube. You know, it's a little, It's only for YouTube. Let's put it that way. We got a little Monger crazy. It was the USMC craft beer tasting, basically, and we were go to YouTube's Beer Monger Sessions and check it out. That's all I got to say. It really was. But
so was it just the two of you?
No, there was a bunch of us. There's a bunch of Marines.
What I'm saying, I just can't see half of them drinking any craft beer. I mean,
no, well, there was, dude. We drank. Somebody gave a shout out.
Drinking craft beer?
Somebody gave a shout out to Miller High Life. There was, there ain't no law when you're drinking the claw was down on that as well. But this is my dude Greg. Like I said, he was our guide. He did a shirt change, man.
I was gonna say you gave him a Dank House shirt.
That is my favorite. That's my favorite shirt. My favorite T-shirt that I own. And he asked for a shirt change. And I was just like,
Dank House shirt?
I gave him my Dank House shirt. I know. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
As much I know, I need support for that one.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get another one.
Yeah, I know. He's already said, "Don't worry, I got your one waiting here."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but the thing is that Dank House shirt is now going to see. It's about to see the rest of the freaking country. You know what I'm saying? But we've got to. Hey, it's a big week where we come from. A big week where we come from.
Oh yeah.
All right. And, Thursday,
Yes.
tomorrow is going to be the Little Brown Jug in downtown Delaware, Ohio, otherwise known as the short north of the north. And they get down because it is one of the Triple Crown horse racing events, and we will definitely be there. Not only will we be there, but we've always been kind of a big deal, if you want to know what I mean. So we have a lot of fun. And
back in the day, what do you mean? Still a big deal.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
Right, yes, I know.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of heritage for our kids when they
Yes.
go.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
see, kids, back in the day, we were a big deal.
I love that picture.
When my kids get married, that's what they're getting from me.
Yeah.
Jug Day is so, until I went and experienced it, I'm like, this whole town shuts down for a horse race? The whole town shuts down for a friggin' horse race.
The Strand Movie Theater,
And it is
4 years, the only day they're closed is Jug Day. They're open on Christmas, they're open on Thanksgiving, they're open on New Year's. They close for Jug. That's it. That's how seriously it's taken.
It's epic. I've been to 2 Jug Days so far.
I'd give it 0.4.
Yeah, no shit. You didn't even make it till noon last year, Squiz. You double dry hopped your ass out of the freaking show, dog. That's what happened. Yeah. Well, better luck tomorrow.
I'm not drinking.
Better luck this
I'm
year.
not drinking liquor this year, so.
Oh man. Hey.
All your timelines.
Hey, Mongers. I think it's time. I think it's time. We've bumped our gums and we've talked about everything we're doing. Let's talk about why we're here today. Let's do it. Let's bring in the dogs, baby. Let's bring in the dogs from Land Grant right now, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's about time. It is about time. And ladies and gentlemen, you can check Land Grant out on all social platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Flickr.
Ooh, liquor.
Flickr.
Whoa.
Come on, fellas.
All right. Bring it on in. Coming it in. All right. Yeah. All right. Wow, check this out. I told y'all this is going to be a fantastic show, right downtown Columbus, all right, at Land Grant Brewing Company. And, you got to be here. If you haven't been here, you're going to be like me. You're going to be feel like you just missed a lot of great parties, all right? But, and you're like, well, when the hell are they open there, Biscuit? Talk to me a little bit. Well, hey, don't forget they're at 424 West Town Street in downtown Columbus, Ohio, 43215, and they have their tap rooms Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. They are 3:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. and on Thursday 11:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Oh, I like that, early on Thursday. And then Friday 11:30 a.m. to midnight. Saturday another 11:30 a.m. to midnight. No excuses. And then Sunday, after you forgive all those sins, you can get in here from 11:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. So there's no excuse on Sundays either. Without further ado, gentlemen, let's talk about it. Tell everybody out here in Monger Nation who you are, what you're doing, and then let's get on with the show.
Hey, I'm Mark Richards. I am Director of Operations here at Land Grant Brewing Company. You can see Justin back here, one of our brewers brewing behind us, and actually we're brewing a new Hella-style Pilsner, kind of lager, I guess. Not Pilsner, it's Hellas. Hella-style lager that'll be coming out end of month, early November, so it's kind of exciting. This is the first one, and first brew of that batch, so excited.
Cool. And I'm Tony Cipriani. I do key accounts management, so I do sales and marketing here at Land Grant. I've been here for about 3 years, a little over 3 years. As we said before, we're going on 5 years, which is pretty amazing. And we actually have our 5-year anniversary coming up, which is pretty exciting. We want to invite everybody out there in Columbus. Come check us out. Saturday, September 28th. Starts at noon, kicks off at noon, and we go till about midnight. So we have
midnight.
Yeah.
Rocking all day, baby.
We are, yeah.
All
So,
day.
it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of one-off beers, cellar beers, barrel-aged beers, new creations just for the anniversary party. We also have our 5-year anniversary double IPA, which will be available as well. That should be hitting the market next week, which is pretty exciting. So we have that going on. We'll be showing the Ohio State game as well that day. So,
Nebraska game, 7:30.
yeah, we have a jumbo screen outside that we're going to be showing the game on, which will be pretty exciting. And I think you guys had mentioned we have that huge beer garden outside.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I watched the first Ohio State game at that table right over there.
Oh, nice.
Right there.
I was going to say, this place is so big you can
That-
play the Ohio State game
On
here.
that,
You know what I'm
on
saying?
that screen, at that chair.
Yeah, as far as music goes, we got Saint Seneca headlining, so that's kind of a big deal for us as well.
What time do they go on? After the
they'll-
game?
They'll go on before the game.
Before
Right
the game?
before the game. 'Cause the game will be probably cutting up to close to
Right,
the
okay,
the
so-
party. So
So like 4
once the
o'clock-ish or
music's
something?
done, then sound
Yeah.
goes on for the Buckeyes. We always play sound for the Buckeyes here.
Right.
So.
Heck yeah, heck
You
yeah.
guys
And
have a very nice beer garden out there. Like, is that? I saw you have mini golf out there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're kind
Yeah.
of working on a mini golf back there. One of our founders, president, owner, Adam Benner. He loves little projects outside, and that's one that he's got going right now for. You can go out there and putt 9 holes. It's kind of free form right now, so make your own rules. But he is working on
That's what I like.
making a putt course and
Yeah,
everything.
you guys
some
always
good
really
people.
expand
Yeah.
a lot. And then you've got Ray Rays out there too.
Oh, here we go. All right. Let me stop this real quick. We're about to tell everybody
did I skip
everything right now. Yeah, as soon
Just
as I
drop
pulled
it,
up,
man.
Chief.
Why make
No,
it
Chief. Dude, we gotta make sure we keep a hold of him because he's gonna go out there and Ray the hell out of this
Yeah.
place.
Ray
all right?
Rays is
They
so
got Ray
good.
Rays.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about the story a little bit. Can we talk a little bit about the story?
All right.
Because,
I guess
because
we're
I'll tell you what.
putting the cart before the horse.
So we're gonna come back to the anniversary party, all right? Because that is gonna be a huge
We're
event.
back. Okay, fine.
Yeah. What do you got?
I'll be here.
All right.
I'll be here Saturday.
All right.
Nice.
He'll be literally
With,
coming
with
back.
Miss Monger.
Oh, Mrs. Monger.
Yeah, Miss
Dang,
Monger
come
and
on.
I will be here for at least an hour this weekend.
This
We
weekend
got-
or next weekend?
With the
28th.
28th.
This is a week from
weekend.
this Saturday.
Master Chief don't know what day it is, man.
I don't know what day it is.
There's really 3 of them. I only
Days
got
are-
one of the 3 here today.
Days are
with me.
really days. It's just,
Yeah, this guy's so busy. Now, all right, let's talk about the story. Obviously, we're talking about the anniversary party. 5 years in the game.
That's right.
You're going like
Five-
your job.
Coming up on 5 years.
5 years in the game. All right. Now, tell us a little bit about back in the beginning. I mean, was it always in downtown Columbus? Was it always a I mean, it takes time to build a plantation like you guys have here.
Yeah, so back way in the beginning, we had Adam Benner and Walt Keys, co-founders of Land Grant. Walt was in New York, Adam was in Chicago. They both went to Ohio State, both Ohio-grown fellows, and wanted to come back to Columbus to start a business. Walt's background was in design, and he does everything you see, all the products you see, all the design work, T-shirts, anything you see around a tap room, he's done or out in the market. Does all of that in-house, and then Adam, he was kind of business analyst in Chicago. They decided to come back to Columbus and make a business together. The third kind of founder owner, Quentin, Quentin Jesse was also thinking about starting a brewery at the time, kind of joined up with them to open Land Grant, and they originally had the idea to be in kind of the Grandview Yard area, and that land was taken away. They kind of had it ready to roll, and it went a different direction, and they ended up finding this spot here. And this was Capital Lift, an elevator factory that had been operating, it's then closed, but had been operating since the 20s. Kind of a unique building, and it's where we ended up. Also, at the time they were looking at Grandview, they had this name Oval Brewing, and that was kind of a nod to where they went to school at Ohio State University, the Ohio State University. I'll use that till I can't, and then so they're paying homage to the university here in town, and really into obviously Ohio State football and basketball, and kind of wanted to have a nod there, since we're not really a sports centric tap room, but we try to make the kind of beers that you can drink if you over a game. So that's kind of get together and have a little more sessionable beer that you can drink during games. That was kind of going into it, the mindset. Well, Oval Brewing, there was an Austrian vodka manufacturer, already had the name Oval on a vodka, really small batch stuff too. It wasn't really well known here in the U.S. anyway. So that name was thwarted, and then once again, back to the drawing board on the name, they picked the name Land Grant to not just be an homage to Ohio State University, but to any land grant college, and that's where we ended up with Land Grant Brewing Company.
Ooh, wow. Man, I got goosebumps. I mean,
yeah, that's
the
crazy,
history
man.
part that you just mentioned, I mean, you're talking about the lift company, and you got a plaque and a picture over there. You got a plaque from when they redid their building in
It's kind of neat to see the old,
the
old
and then around the
building.
corner, you got all the original land grant universities up there. Or
That's
I
right.
guess the original ones from back in the
That's
day.
right.
I mean,
we have a lot of Land Grant University banner flags, hanging in our tap room, and if we're missing one, feel free to give it to us.
So we have a pennant program. So
Yeah.
if you bring in a Land Grant University pennant that we don't have, and even if we do have it, we will swap you out for a Land Grant pennant. So we'll give you one of our pennants, and we'll post the one up on our wall of any schools that we do not have currently. So yeah, those are all Land Grant schools that are around the tap room.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
So can I ask you something about, so you mentioned the sports. I know you guys used to do little baseball cards.
we still
Sports
do them.
cards.
Yeah, we
You
still do them.
So does that obviously comes from the sports kind of influence?
Yeah, exactly. And that was kind of a unique thing. When you get a flight here, in the flight board, there's a little slot for these cards to fit too. That kind of gives you all the stats on the back, full disclosure on what ingredients went in that beer. If you're curious, what hops went into this, what malt bill. It's all on the back of the card. As well as just some stats of like how many years have we brewed this, how many barrels of this have we brewed historically, things like that. And of course, front, the imaging of, like you would have on Quadrahopic, you'd have the image of the branding, in that card. And they look a lot like baseball cards. It's kind of cool to give you something to reference when you're having your, taster flight to kind of see what's up in each one.
So
of
the way to
those
get
beers.
those is come here and have a flight.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
All right, that is
And
awesome.
they're right over there. I was looking at them when I was here watching the Ohio State game.
Yeah.
I was looking at there's some framed on the wall over here to my left. You can't see
Yeah.
them that are watching at home, but this is,
I can-
yeah. They're very
Bam.
cool. There
There
you
got
go.
one there.
Wow.
Showing us
Bam.
As a baseball, sports card collector in general, I think they're really, really cool. It's a nice meshing of having that kind of like throwback, having a baseball card plus beer. It's very, I like it a lot. It's really
We've
unique.
got a specific tap room regular, Matt Paulson. He has collected all of these.
Nice.
Really?
And he's
These are great
he's
stories.
got a book, and he might be missing a couple of early day ones, but every time, we kind of had a program where every time we had a new can release in the tap room, we'd have both the standard card that would be for the beer and a collector's series.
Yeah.
It would be maybe kind of a deviation from the design, or kind of like an extra accent pulled out of the design on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gold, yes,
Flag,
gold
flag,
plates,
yeah.
uniform. There's like like a little hop in there.
Exactly, but he's got like a binder, you know,
Does
where
he have-
he
does he
comes
have
in. Yeah,
he has a
it's
binder
really
like
cool.
baseball cards.
Yeah, so it's kind of like,
Yes.
it's a history lesson if you can see that
Oh,
binder.
that's
of-
awesome.
of
Somebody
a lot
already
of
beat you,
beers from
Squiz.
the past.
I don't have many
It's
myself.
never too early to start collecting.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's
And
right.
you have the inside track to get more. We got a bunch back there.
That's right.
You
You
know.
should start with
Here
the
we go,
handsome
Squiz. Are you
collection.
ready?
I mean, I've
think
been
I know
collecting
what else
baseball
we
cards
need.
since I was 3 years old, so why not start collecting craft beer
And
cards?
it's funny, if it's a brand new beer that we've never done before, it literally says on the card, rookie card.
Oh,
Damn.
So
nice.
it is
Oh,
really
legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
Yes. See, you're speaking to my soul
Each
now.
year you have the sales and everything.
Oh man!
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the Ken Griffey rookie card, that was like the holy grail of collecting when I was a kid. Same with the Frank Thomas rookie card.
Yeah.
I'm dating
Yeah.
myself, I'm 41.
But
so
you're gonna
like-
have the outpost rookie.
What about
I know!
There you
Now
go.
I
What about
can get the
Julio
hot
Franco
freshness.
rookie card?
Like-
The Julio Franco rookie card.
Well, going a little further back than 41, when I was a boy, I really found the Charlie's Angels to be quite pretty, and I collected the cards in the bubble gum.
Nice.
Oh, the wax packs?
And I had all of these Charlie's Angels cards. I watched the show all the time when I was a kid in the 70s, and they had, like, if you flipped them all over, a lot of these movie ones or TV ones, you could build a poster.
It's like a poster.
I was like
Yeah.
missing 2 cards, and I
Yes.
guarantee they never printed them. but
Yeah.
I had them all laid out. I was
Keep-
going to tape them together. put
keep
the
buying
poster up
those
on the
packs.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep buying them. That's what it was.
You remember the hologram cards that you'd sit there and twist and it would give you
Yeah.
different,
Oh, yeah.
like different action and stuff like that of the baseball and stuff?
I still have all that at home.
Yeah,
I don't
that-
know what I'm going to do with it because I think they lost all their value. For the
They've
most part.
lost all their
I
It
have
is.
value.
so many.
They are worth
I
nothing.
Yeah.
don't know what to do with them.
They are absolutely worth nothing.
They are.
It's
They're
just
worthless.
fun to look at. I mean, I'm sure when I
Reminisce.
die,
Yeah, sure.
my nieces and nephews will just, have a nice bonfire and play baseball cards.
All
Don't
right.
burn the Frank Thomas leaf card. I paid $50 for that. Now it's worth $4, okay? But it meant a lot to me at the time, Ben. It meant a lot to me.
Frank Thomas. All right. All right. On that note,
Don't mess with them.
don't mess with
them
Frank
cards.
Thomas. All right. Hey, I'll tell you what. Let's get back to a little bit of beer though. All right. We'll talk a little bit about story. We talked a hell of a lot about cards. All right. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the beer. All right. Because this is what's really intriguing. First of all, let's start off with the core beers. All right. What are the basically founding father core beers that you guys have all year round?
Yeah, so we've always kind of stayed away from having anything be a core beer,
Okay.
mostly because, times change. I
Yes,
don't
they
think
do.
you want to nail yourself to any one thing and turn into a dinosaur really fast. So, if we're pushing one thing right now hard, and IPAs are huge, as we know, everybody's drinking them, including all of us. And
True.
matter of fact,
Literally
I think-
right now.
I
Yes.
think-
What is
I think
everybody?
y'all
Let's
are
kick
too
it around.
deep, so-
What's everybody drinking now?
I'm not drinking anything
Chief?
yet.
Oh,
Oh, now you know.
cheers it up then, doggy. Yeah.
Cheers.
Monger
Cheers.
style. Yeah. I'm having a quadra-hopic draft.
I am having a Quadra Hoppit canned.
Experimental series.
Now, let me tell you something
Ooh,
about that
see, I wanna go
experimental
that one next.
series.
Yes.
You are having a
It
Quadra
was-
Hoppit.
It was tasty.
That's Quadra
That
Hoppit
is the
version
pilot
104,
batch,
the pilot
Oh.
batch
What?
for the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Quadra
Yeah, I gotta
Hoppit.
get that before I
So you
leave.
might want to get.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Yeah, jump on
She jumped
this.
right on it.
Jump on this bad boy. It's
Yeah,
tasty.
I'm gonna jump on
That's
that.
pretty tasty.
Is that going in packaging?
Yes,
It is.
absolutely.
All right. Yeah.
And this is a concentrate or hazy IPA. So when we do the brewer series beers, a lot of those beers we brew on our pilot system, which is a lot smaller version of our bigger system, which is a 20 barrel system. So basically, we like to try out, the brewers like to try out different recipes, come up with the new recipes, tweak things, make it so that we know we're putting out a really good product. So what we do a lot of times is we'll brew on the pilot system for the big batch beers, and we can figure out if it's going to work, what we like about it, what we need to tweak. And so what you were drinking was the pilot batch, which will in turn become the Quad 104, which will be a huge release for us going into Q4. So glad you like that beer because it's going to be in cans.
It's coming
gonna be in
out.
I
cans.
like it. I'll be
Yeah,
drinking more
next
of
month.
it.
Yeah.
You heard it here, right here.
I
on the
would
Beer
say I
Monitor.
really like the Quadra-Hopic series, and I really, really like the Concentrate series. The Concentrate series is just
It's been
You guys are
blowing up.
Right
freaking
on.
killing it. with
Which,
that.
and I'm glad that you said that because they are a series. So these are around all year long. What's cool about these is every quarter, every 3 months, the can label will stay the same, but the color scheme will be different because we changed the hops. So the malt bill will stay the same in both of these beers, but we changed the hops to give it a different flavor, something fun, something new and exciting. With craft beer, a lot of times it is what is new, and that's what people want. That rotation nation, that's that word that gets thrown out all over the place. And so we try to make it more fun with these two beers because we really believe in both of them. We think they're amazing, and you can kind of get a different batch every time you try it, which is kind of fun. So.
Yeah, and again, it lends a lot of creativity to our brewers as well, and I think they've really excelled at a lot of the cool flavors they're teasing out of these hops. Another thing to be known is, Biscuit, you got a ranking. You told me, and you said you don't want to talk about it on the air, but
you want to talk about it? Hey, talk about it. We only talk about what you want to talk about, baby.
If you want to talk about, we've had 3 of them so far this year.
I'll talk about it.
Then, you had it ranked on the way in. I think Power of Persuasion.
Dude, I'll be honest. Hey, you know what? My rankings changed.
Look at that.
No shit, dude. I can't. Hey, it changed. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, Monger Nation out there, you got to listen. All right. Especially all you maniacs out there. All right. And that's most of you. All right. Get on board. And I want to know what you rank yours 1 through 1, 2, or 3. Volume, concentrate. All right. Here's my deal. Here it is. I was rolling in at 2, 3, 1 when I came in today.
Yep.
I'm 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. I tell you, and I'm kind of really fond of this current batch myself.
Yeah, it's really juicy. I like juicy, and you know what? I don't know really what I was thinking. To be honest, because here's what I was thinking: 2 and 3 are, and even 1's right up Chief's alley. It's a little bit more dank.
1 was.
I probably like this a little bit more
1
dank.
was super.
So dank.
Super.
Yeah.
So dang.
But
I think I'm a 3-1-2.
3, 1, 2.
I
think I fall in love with you on that.
I mean,
Brian.
I like how this. I like this one is juicy. It's not real sweet. I thought 2 was a little bit sweeter. 1 was super dank, but it was. I don't know. It was it had its. I don't want to say one-dimensional, but it didn't have a whole lot going on. Where 3's got a lot going on, and 1 was just fantastic straight flavor.
Yeah.
And then 2, just a little bit sweet, but it was still something I drank a lot of.
Right.
But
no problem with
that.
But
my ranking of it has to be there.
I'm a 1, 3, 2, 1.
We're all different.
Yeah, I mean, there it is. I'm telling you, it's all about the palate. All 3 are fantastic beers. If you gotta rate them, you gotta rate them. I'll tell you right, they're all 1s in my book. But
2, 3, 1.
2, 3, 1.
2, 3, 1. That's what you were when you walked.
Yeah, I was 2, 3, 1 when I walked in.
I'm still 2, 3, 1. I still love 3.
I'm glad I could show you the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, really.
And so another thing, and we have a podcast here at Land Grant we call Land Grant University Presents Beers with the Brewers. We actually record it in this room every week as well. Guys, feel free to hit it up. You can find it on the website, Podbean, Skechers, Slacker, whatever. Yeah,
Stitcher.
iTunes, whatever you listen to your podcast on. But on that, speaking of rankings, we have a ranking scale on there called the Crushability Scale. And that's where we say there's 6 beers come in a 6-pack. So the scale is 1 through 6, right? On a scale of 1 through 6, how many of these beers are you putting down? Rank Quadra Hopping and Concentrate.
On the spot.
On the spot.
Johnny on the spot.
This isn't a race, and of course,
Concentrate?
be very
How many am I drinking?
responsible. You're not driving. You're operating no heavy machinery.
Oh, no.
You're in the comfort of your own home.
I'm Ubering
Comfort of your
home.
own home, watching
Being
the game,
responsible.
whatever you're doing.
Concentrate? I'll give concentrate a 6 right away.
Wow,
No matter
6
what
crusher.
iteration.
Wow.
Hey,
Respect
matter
the
what
alcohol in
iteration.
that. I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
say
No.
that. It's pretty crushable.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
I'm going
delicious.
6 too.
Yeah.
Immediately, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, 6.
I mean, I think, in my opinion,
Chief.
Wait, are we talking about we're drinking 6 of them or just?
just
Yeah. And,
well,
if you don't want to drink 6, it can be how drinkable.
How many do you want me to drink?
Yeah.
How many of your beers do you want me to drink? That's what Chief's saying.
That's 2 different things.
So you're getting a barrel-aged Russian Imperial Stout, and you're like, I'm good with the 1. You know what I mean? That's a little more challenging
Yeah.
beer.
He's still not
So it's kind of like how
Concentrate.
drinkable the beer is.
Well, concentrate. I am going to respect the ABV. I mean,
You
I
have
still
to
got
take
you
that.
don't have
I
to
always
try.
consider
You're
that
just
a
sitting
little.
at
I get
home,
it.
watching the Big Lebowski.
Do you have to function in
Drinking.
other ways at some point?
No.
Like do dishes
No.
or something like that? I don't know.
No dishes.
No dish.
Dishes.
Well, if it's not dishes,
Straight
everything's a
drinkability.
6 to me. I mean, honestly. But But if there was like any
Yes.
functionality, of course, not driving a car, anything else is going to
Yeah.
get you arrested or get you in trouble with the law.
They
I would put it at. Oh my gosh! I mean, it's 7.4%. I'd probably put it at like a. I mean, I want to drink a lot of it, so I'd probably about 4. I'd imagine 4.
That's
I
right.
think a 4.
responsible.
Yeah,
That's
I think that's
responsible.
right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
I mean, that's if I have to do something.
You look at it all facts.
Oh no, yeah, dude. My answer was if I didn't have to do shit, but sit there and watch the game and drink it.
Right.
That's me too.
But like
I'm
I
just
said,
sitting
that's-
there
Yeah.
watching the game, watching Parks and
There
Rec.
is a 6 if that's all I got to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, no shit, man.
Everything's a
Hey, then
six.
I can
Yeah,
drink beer.
Yeah,
I like
that
it. I like
six
it a
barrel,
lot.
that
So-
6 barrel over there is good to go. I'll drink
I
that whole
gotta
thing.
add a little bit of functionality to the end of the night, and so I would give it I'd give it a 4.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's solid.
Yeah, I think that's solid. That's about what I think I have actually. We display all these on our website too. If you go to our website, find a beer. Not only will you be able to find the podcast connected to that beer, you'll be able to find a crushability rating on there on what we decided amongst the brewers.
That's how you do it. I just thought about it. So you got to put the caveat at the end. You got to do what is that game where the things pop up? You got to put them all.
Whack-a-mole?
No, not whack-a-mole. You got all little pieces. You got to put like the star and the half moon and the triangle and the square and all that. And it ticks down, and at the end, the whole board pops up. If you don't.
Oh!
Is this a favorite you had?
No.
And there's a timer.
It's like
Is there
toggle
timer?
or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
I look back and it's actually a
It's a
fun
time
game.
limit.
I don't know.
Something like that.
I don't
But
know.
you got to add a game like that at the end. Like you got to drink this beer and then function at the end and do it.
Yes.
Where do
Yes.
you put it? Yeah.
There you go.
I'm just
I get mad. Just like
that's a game.
Although-
Yeah, break the game. Oh,
Yeah.
we should do that game sometime.
I will
We
say,
should.
you
Let's
guys,
do it.
though,
After you drink 4 of them, what are your motor
Yes.
skills like?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Bonus
think
skills.
Concentrate, for me personally, is my favorite series of beers you guys have ever made.
Oh,
I've been
wow.
drinking you guys
Cheers.
since the very
Yeah,
beginning.
it's
And Concentrate, like when I had Volume 1, I was like, well, this is the best thing they've ever made. And that's just me. Everybody's palate is different, obviously. But it's my favorite series of beers. And every time I see a Concentrate, no matter what the label, what color it is, I'm going, if I haven't had it, I'm going right for it.
Yeah,
And
right
if I
on.
have had it, I'm probably going to drink it again because it's delicious.
I would say for me between the two is Quadra Hopic. I'm
Yeah.
more of the East Coast kind of clear, not the
West
I'm not-
Coast.
or West
Yeah,
Coast.
West
but
Coast.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not New England.
Sure. Yeah, right,
Like
right.
further down, like I'm more that clear
Midwest, West
kind
Coast.
of guy. But they concentrate, dude. I tell you what, all of them.
It teases you
That
right
just might be
in.
there,
Yeah.
right there for me. That is, that's still got a good dry finish to it.
Yeah, we were talking about concentrate, and I absolutely love the concentrate. We did a great rating, but let's talk about Quadra Hopic. Let's talk about this, man. You know, every volume, every single one. I can't tell you. I can't even rate those.
Yeah.
There's no rating. They're all. I mean,
They've
I don't want
been
to.
pretty
Yeah.
Dude, all right, here it is. I reach for quad before I reach for concentrate. I do.
Right? Yeah.
I do, and I absolutely love the concentrate series. Squiz, I think you're absolutely right as well. You know, it's been from a bottle shop standpoint, that has been the hottest series. But I'll tell you right now, it's a race between Quadra Hopic and concentrate and packaging at the bottle shop stores.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on Quadra Hopic at all whatsoever.
Well, I'm not shitting on concentrate.
It's also a very good series.
We're not
I think
about to
what
be
you
far
guys
away.
have done. I think what you guys actually, to be frank, I think what you guys have done in the last couple of years, kind of, has been amazing. Like,
Right on.
I mean, I've been drinking you guys since the beginning, really. I mean, like, Stiff Arm and Greenskeeper, and I mean, all of the stuff you guys make is amazing. But I think in the last couple of years, you guys have really come out with some really delicious game-changing
Yeah, brewers
beers.
are knocking out of the park lately, and I have to say, you know, we've always had a lot of kind of seasonal products where it's one and done, where some people, if you sleep, you don't get it, and I think releasing Quadra Hopic and Concentrate this year really gave us an opportunity to have kind of that inventive, creative part go in the forefront, so you can always have something that's changed a little bit and look forward to, hey, what's the next batch going to be like? Hate to see this batch go away. If we got a number 2 as your home run hitter,
Right.
find them while they're still in stores, because there aren't many left, and it would be almost be a sin if it was, because obviously these hop forward beers you want to drink fresh.
Yeah, and I totally agree. I couldn't give more praise to our brewers. I think they're just like Mark said, they're knocking it out of the park. I mean, it's not a competition necessarily, but I would put our beers up against anybody right now. I think our brewers are doing that well, and we stand behind our product. And obviously, you know, I work for Land Grant, so that's one thing, but it doesn't matter. Like, we're making really good beer, and I'm so proud of those guys in the back. They do an amazing job.
Let's
They-
open it
they
up.
put it in
Let's
the
show
can.
let's show
I
them
just
the
said it,
back.
but they put it in the
Let's
can.
show them off to the
Yeah.
side. Step to the side.
Yep.
Step to the side. This is right here's your Monger action cam. It couldn't get any better, all right? This is what I'm talking about, you know. This is the heart of Land Grant right here. And you know what? While you're enjoying a fantastic pint in the tap room, you can sit here and watch the show yourself. I mean, there it is, man, for everybody to see. It doesn't get more honest than that. We got this guy. They're waving this guy.
So here we got Patrick. This is one of our brewers.
Let's bring him in here. Let's
Driscoll.
get him on the spot if he wants. Let's get him.
Patrick, you want to say hi? We got Beer Mongers podcast.
Really busy right now.
Look
Ah,
at
there it is. Yeah. Sorry.
He's
Hey.
making that good
Yeah, I'm
liquid.
really busy right now.
Got
Making
no
that
time for talking.
Good liquid. Let him go make that delicious elixir.
yeah.
And that's like I am at work.
Yeah.
That's like I was like, man, I got time for this shit.
That was
Yeah.
some of the best training I've ever seen.
I got time for this shit.
Can I ask you guys about, I came here for the Common Man and T-Bone competition, and I know
Yeah.
you guys do a lot with 97.1, which is really, really cool.
We have done a few.
How did
bands.
that come about? Because I really like 97.1, the fan.
Local downtown, local Central Ohio radio station.
Yeah, Central
Yeah,
Ohio
you
Sports
know,
Radio.
they're big fans of our beers. We're big fans of them. The fan. And I know, not to be redundant, but then, yeah, it was kind of a cool thing. We like partnered with them to do kind of a face-off in the tap room, basically, where the Common Man had a common ale that was mostly because of the name, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
like California Common,
Yeah.
steam beer, as no one is allowed to call it but Anchor.
Oh.
And so that is what it, basically the style, the California Common. So he wanted that one. Crushability pretty high on this.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
That would be a
Comments,
6.
yeah.
Well, then
It's always
T-Bone, he wanted something a little more meaty. So
Yeah.
once again,
Get it, T-Bone.
so he did like a breakfast stout. It had
That's
had-
the name was the best.
that's the one I
Yeah,
voted
yeah.
for. 'Cause
International
it was
House
freaking
of
delicious.
Bone.
International
Yeah.
House of Bone. And it was amazing. However, the whole competition was you had online voting. You could give your favorite and write it in. But the biggest point of how you hit a home run on whether you get to brew that beer here was you had to have the most soul. So back to this crushability rating.
Yep.
Here we are. How full are you eating a bunch of maple syrup,
Yep.
flapjacks, and bacon, or crushing California Commons all day long? So
And-
that's where the crushability comes into play once again.
I mean, I clicked
so.
out a couple of those stouts when I was here for that competition, but like my 2-3 stouts, it's not going to beat the rest of the
Yep.
tasting
yep.
room just killing that Common.
And then before we did that beer, we did 97.1 the beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
So that was the first collab that we did with them.
That's right.
Yeah.
We did
Nice.
that right around March Madness, so it was like right around basketball, for college basketball, and that one came out, and that was a 6 for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that was very light lager. Those domestic drinkers out there, if you like that easy drinking light lager, that's what we did with them, and I think it kind of worked out real well.
Yeah, I
We did
think
actually
so
that beer
too.
twice.
I
We did
think
that beer
so
twice.
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So going back around on some of our brewers, you just got to briefly meet Patrick as he's racing around trying to make
He's
great
in the
beer
air. He's
for
working.
the
He's got
city.
tools in his hand right
Yeah,
now.
right.
Busy, man.
He's
This
making
guy-
that good
This guy,
liquid.
yeah.
Let
He
him
didn't
make
even
the
hear us.
liquid.
Yeah.
He didn't hear us. He popped
He's
himself
like, I
in.
got time
Too
for
busy.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta do the stuff that makes
Yeah.
the magic happen.
Oh yeah.
Our
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
brewer that you see going up and down the ladder, the brew house a lot in our background, brewing up that new lager, that is Justin Reich. And then we also have Chris Helderman and Dan Schaefer. So if you want to talk about the creative team here at Land Grant, those are the guys just really killing it on flavors
Yeah.
lately.
That's some awesome shout outs there for the team too, by the way. I love hearing that stuff right there. That's
Keep it up,
Yeah,
keep it up,
that's good
fellas.
stuff, man.
We
Yeah,
couldn't
keep on
plan
pumping that
without
great fluid,
guys
baby.
making that good
Man.
liquid. You're right.
All right, well, you know what? Let's talk about distribution a little bit. All right?
Yeah.
We've talked about the tap room, the brewery, all this crazy stuff, and we're going to talk about more stuff too. But I want to talk about distribution. Are you guys outside of Ohio? I'm curious.
We are not.
We're not.
You're not.
Solely in Ohio, yeah. We don't want to go outside of our market. We don't want everybody around here to be thirsty while the beer is being sold elsewhere. And truth be told, it's hard for us to keep up with the drinking public
Yeah,
here
so-
in Columbus and Central Ohio area.
Yeah, we're
I love
exactly.
Ohio.
So we're in Central Ohio, so Columbus, Delaware, Marysville, and then Southeast land. We're Athens, Chillicothe,
Cincinnati?
Lancaster. We're not that far down south. So we're
White
not,
Oaks,
not
White Oaks
Cincinnati.
Marathon doesn't get land grant. Oh my God.
And then we also
Guess we're getting your shit
distribute
together,
to
White Oaks.
Dayton. So we're also in Dayton. So we want to make sure that
How-
everyone knows we're in Dayton as well.
How far north do you go?
The furthest would be Delaware. Is that?
Bang! Oh yeah! And we like to call that the short north of the north, baby. Little brown jug. Yeah! Don't get me fired up about that, because you know that's DELAWARE. That's right.
Sorry, Cleveland. I tried.
Go home, Cleveland. Delaware in the house.
I'm from like Lake Erie, Cleveland, like that
I'm also
area.
from Lake Erie.
Yeah.
Well, Pennsylvania,
Well,
Erie, but yeah.
Yeah, but
What are you guys
Better,
doing
yeah.
tomorrow?
yeah. You guys want to come to Jug Day?
Tomorrow, come to Jug Day.
Oh, I've never been.
Oh,
I heard
man.
it's pretty
Yeah.
jazzy.
Oh, it
I heard
is.
it's nuts.
It is
It's
nuts.
nuts.
Oh.
Yes.
Delaware's
Apparently,
fine.
Yeah.
apparently there's a betting pool on when I'm going to pass out.
Oh,
so you
that's-
could get
Yeah, there is a poll.
that.
Definitely before noon.
I don't
You
know.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
Squiz
know.
ain't gonna see 1 p.m. tomorrow. I'll tell you
Do
what.
I-
She will, but the curtains will be closed.
Do you have time for me to run to the ATM and give you a bet?
Yeah,
Before you
absolutely.
leave? Okay.
Hey, we've all just been writing stuff down, we paying push-ups, it's all good. Hey, as I was looking through, talk to me a little about, a little bit about that, maybe.
Yeah, so
all right,
sustainability.
all right, cool.
So we are very sustainable, sustainability focused here at Land Grant. It starts probably from day one, finding a farmer to partner with to reuse our spent grain. We've got some kind of proceeds coming from some of our brands that we've used to put into our sustainability bucket. Those are called the Sun Grant series. So we've had Ra, Helios, and those have both I think we're trying to scramble for another beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did lighting improvements in the back to reduce costs. We also do a lot of composting here on waste from our food truck and from the tap room, and then a recycling program as well. So
All right, you said food truck, and I see Chief's head starting to sweat.
Yeah,
All right, so.
getting those
Yeah.
meat sweats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
from
well,
Grand
no, dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna hear it all the way home. Oh man, I should have went in there and I should have cooked some brisket or barbecue or something before I left.
They have.
the Sun Grant. Is that a line that you do?
It is. So
Okay.
we've got that's one of the and it's also part of the land grant.
That's what I was going to say. I was
in
reading their
studies,
placard out
that's-
there.
That's
Yes.
also a
Yes.
part of land grant. So that's why we have some of these Sea Grant, Sun Grant series that and the Sun Grant just makes sense when you're talking about energy savings.
Right. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about giving back, but instead of talking about that so much, let's talk about, can we talk about when you landed Port Columbus? Can we talk about, maybe some of the other big areas that you guys have helped out? And Chief really wants to talk about a little bit of crew talk here.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
For
yes,
you guys,
yes,
I've got
honestly,
the right colors on.
Yeah.
it.
Yes, yes,
yeah.
definitely
So
talk
you
about that.
guys have
Yeah.
other little spots that you guys claim your spot.
Yeah,
and
so-
I want everybody to know that because this is huge, and it kind of freaking goes back to where they don't go outside the state at all, and I feel like these are some of the reasons why.
Yeah, I think community focus is huge. Community involvement is huge. I mean, we've got a lot of
Incoming.
we've got a lot of here comes the beers.
Gracias.
Like happy hours that we'll do for fundraisers. We've got one goal, one ride, where we give $1 for every 6-pack, $1 for every pint sold directly to Pelotonia. We've done that several iterations now. I think we're in our 3rd or 4th year of having one goal, one ride as a Pelotonia fundraiser. One of my favorite beers, by the way, if you want a really balanced pale ale with just a little bit of that rye, spiciness at the finish, it's fantastic. And proceeds of that go. We actually have another one right now, speaking of crushability, that we partnered with Metro Parks. So those of you that might recognize the water tower on there, that is the water tower over at the Scioto Audubon Park.
Yes.
They recently had a Scioto Fest for their 10-year anniversary of the Audubon Park, which really, for turning some old warehouses and an impound lot into a park with climbing wall, trails, wildflower pastures, it's wonderful over there. So this event was just last weekend. This is in stores now, very limited. And this, once again, talking about sustainability, talking about community focus. This beer has all Ohio grown and kilned Pilsner malt. It has einkorn, which is an unusual grain that Dan Schaefer wanted to use, that is kind of one of the oldest known wheat grasses ever discovered, so an ancient grain. And then we used actually honey in this, 500 pounds, all of which was provided by Metro Parks. And a lot of that honey came from, actually the lion's share of it, the Audubon Park and then Blendon Woods. And so friends of Metro Parks, we are really lucky here to have great parks in Central Ohio, I feel.
Yeah, we do have a lot of
awesome.
And especially in kind of an urban area. Yeah. And so they had a neat thing this year that was with camping and everything. You could camp overnight. Land Grant, Kayla booked all the bands for the afternoon. Great bands, some of our favorites here that we have played in the beer garden. And then I think the big part of the story is, isn't it cool that volunteers that are into beekeeping forage all this honey from their hives at 2 Metro Parks to make this beer? So, hey, you guys want to talk about crushers?
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
If you're going 6 on concentrate, you're probably it might be off the charts on this one. So it is a really light, easy drinking lager. Very sessionable.
Oh yeah!
And you really get that kind of honey aroma and flavor, and that also dries it out and makes it an incredibly more drinkable beer. So I don't even want to get into what your crushability would be on this. I don't think there is. I think Chief will drink them until. I mean, there ain't no doubt. I'd love to drink my freaking my fluids, all right. But there's no way, especially when it comes to the IPA world. I ain't got nothing on these two. And I'll admit, I love IPAs, and I'll drink IPAs until the ship sinks. All right, with these two. But there ain't no way. These two right here, Squiz and Master Chief Monger, they are the IPA freaking staples of the Beer Monger sessions. So we have Saphir hops in this, and not a lot. It's just enough to kind of complement it with kind of some orange type flavors, and I think really complements the honey. What do you guys think of this? I mean, incredibly light. This is fantastic. Next to what you guys. It's fantastic. I could probably put 3 of these in a beer bong and just put them down.
This makes me want to be on a golf course. This is a golf course crusher to me. That's what this tastes like. This tastes like a golf course on a hot day.
I drink a lot of IPAs, but I also, so Mrs. Monger, when we go out, she will not even stick her tongue in a beer and then get behind a car. Okay. So when we go out somewhere, if she's going to have some beers, I'm the driver. So I have a designated driver. I will stick my tongue in a beer. But this is the beer that I would drink. I'm not taking concentrated 7.5%.
A 6-pack.
A 6-pack with me to this party, but something like this, yes, I will take this. If I take a 6-pack, I normally only have 2 or 3 anyhow.
Yeah, I always gift them out.
This is delicious.
Literally talking about drinking and driving on this show.
No.
He's actually talking about being responsible.
I'm not being
and making
responsible. I'll take
sure
the 6-pack and I'll
if he only had one of these,
way under
he's
the
well
3
below
million.
that.
He didn't talk about all the food and water that he's eating and drinking between each.
Absolutely.
beers,
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We
The
just,
party's
yeah,
4 hours
yeah, we
long.
just can't. We only have about an
Process.
hour. We can't get into those crazy details.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Always crush responsibly.
Yeah, crush responsibly.
Responsibly.
Man,
Yes.
I
I'm
look
not
at,
out
hey,
there
cheers
calling
that.
after that.
Cheers that. Crush responsibly.
There's your next
I'll tell you what.
t-shirt right
I look
there.
at Crushable a
Responsibly.
completely different way since I've been to Land Grant Brewing Company down here in downtown Columbus, Ohio. All right, I'm telling you guys that right now. This has been a freaking hot show so far. But remember, you can get here at 424 West Town Street in downtown Columbus, Ohio, the home of the Ohio State University. Ladies and gentlemen, and all you Monger maniacs out there, and especially all you ones all around the world that want to get in right here with us, and that's what we're here for, to go ahead and pass this great word on. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the tap room, that's at 3:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. All right, yes, they are open Monday and Tuesday. They are open Monday and Tuesday.
We get pretty busy on
We
Mondays.
actually do.
Actually,
Because, yeah.
we had Browns playing out in the beer garden on a big
Oh,
screen
yeah.
on Monday, and it was just
I bet.
huge. It was huge. Browns fans are crazy about coming out. It was
All right.
just-
I'm a Browns fan. I'm a Browns fan.
Browns fans are
Yeah,
crazy.
man,
Let's
loyal
talk
fans,
a little bit
real
about that
loyal
real
fans.
quick, okay? I mean, because we're getting backs
Yeah.
against the wall here in a little bit. But, you know, you guys you got your 5-year anniversary. I think you guys put one of the biggest stamps on Columbus in the past couple of years with the Save the Crew initiative.
Yeah.
And I know you guys are big backers. You did not, you were not in the forefront saying, hey, look at us, but you gave the facilities, you backed some beers. I mean, you had the Massive, and now you've got Glory. No, you had Glory.
We had
now
Glory,
you've got
now we
Massive.
have Massive.
Yeah. So why don't you talk about that real quick? I mean,
Please do.
I don't think there was enough discussion about what you guys, your contribution to Save the
So
Crew.
I think in the beginning, it started with Glory, and this was kind of a thing where we wanted to make a beer for the supporters. It wasn't like this is a team branded beer. This was for the supporters of the crew to have a drink. What would they like to drink? We just asked that question. You got 2 colors. You got gold and black. We made 2 gold colored beers, and we made 2 black beers. Obviously, the blacker, darker beers were a little less approachable, a little less crushable, as we're saying. If you're in a hot stands in the middle of summer, so we did
Unless
2.
you're me. And
Yeah. So we did 2 iterations of this. We had an opportunity for on the first run, if someone said, "Hey, I love this black lager, and this is why," they could say, "But I'd like it a little bit more like this." It was the same thing on the gold beer. So you could say, "Oh, actually, this American wheat, dry hop with Citra, really like. Do you want it more hoppy? Do you want it more malty?" Like those type of questions. And we took that feedback, went back and brewed 4 of the gold beers that were the biggest runner-ups, and Glory was what came out of it. That was what the supporters voted, and that's what we made. And we ran that beer for a few years, and once again, you don't want to get stagnant. And to mix it up, freshen things up, we did it again with Massive.
Right. I mean, we did the same procedure with that. We brought all the supporters in. We had, we did 2 gold beers, 2 dark beers. But what was our thought process behind that? We love Glory. It's a good beer. A lot of people like it as well. With the Save the Crew initiative, the Haslam's came in, and there's a new ownership with the crew. So we figured, new ownership, it's time for a new beer.
Yeah.
So that's
absolutely.
where Massive was born, and that's where we came out with that one. And we love Glory. It's a good beer. We might brew it again. But we have Massive. It's great. It's a juicy pale ale, 5%.
Yeah.
Crushability scale on that is
It's drinking
for sure.
great.
Yeah,
it's
it's great.
way up there. You might have to go over 6 on that one, but it is. Massive's been great. It's an awesome beer. I think everybody was looking for a change of the guard on ownership down there anyway. I don't think anybody would argue with that.
Nobody
and
who's
it was just a
ever
great opportunity.
watched
Brings
the
some new
crew
life
argue.
into what
Well,
we're brewing to support the crew.
And what's great about that is we've been a sponsor for the crew for about 4 years.
This is our 4th year.
They've been a great
Nice.
sponsor. They've been a great partner for us. And if you look at the Massive can, their logo's on it. If you go to the matches, we have our own stand there. You can get Land Grant beer throughout the stadium. And the same thing with the Blue Jackets. If you're a Columbus Blue Jackets fan, same thing. We sponsor the team. You go to a Blue Jackets game, you'll find Land Grant beer pretty much any section you're at.
Are you guys going to be at the groundbreaking for the new stadium in a couple weeks?
We will have some representatives there. I'm looking into actually bringing the van down and maybe having some beer available. So we're looking into doing that. So we want to be there just because they've been such a great partner for us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Wow. You know, I knew when I was preparing the show a few days ago, I knew that this could be a 3-part series show, just like your guys' beers. You know, because there is so much information and so much stuff I want to talk about and so many things that you guys have done in just 5 years. You know, let's talk a little bit. You guys give tours, correct?
That's right. Every Saturday we give free tours, 3 o'clock every Saturday.
Yep. Every Saturday, so you can come check it out. And you know what? You know, I think you're going to be thoroughly impressed when you come down here and get your tour. You know what? I know one thing. I'm going to try to get mine before I leave. All right. Now, also, parking. Let's talk a little bit about parking down here. Now, as in, where are the best places to park when you come down to downtown Columbus? Because a lot of times people get a little scared when they come into the city. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to feel scared when you come down here. All right, because there's plenty of street parking, and there's other opportunities, you know, for plenty of parking.
Yeah, there is, and it's funny that we're in a city, and people in Chicago, Toronto, New York, this would be a non-conversation, but people in Columbus love their cars, you know. That's what they do. So, I mean, obviously, you get back to crushing responsibly. Uber and Lyft is so readily available. We got the bus line right down High Street. So, if you are bringing your car down here and parking, a lot of people don't realize that if they were in the farthest out spot at any Walmart trying to get milk all the way in the back, they'd probably be about 1.25 miles away from that product. So there's a lot of parking here in the vicinity within like 1/4 mile. We've got metered parking on State Street. There's a lot of side streets here that have non-metered open parking.
There's a garage.
On Town Street, there's a garage. The Coastside Garage, because we're just like a lob of stone over the tracks here, and you're going to hit Coastside, we're stone's throw away. They have that underground parking garage under what is, speaking of parks, like a really cool park on top of their garage. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of places to park here. I just don't think
right down the street.
There is a garage
down there.
You're pointing at it right now. Down the River Ridge.
I accidentally found it the other night when I was down here last week.
There is a lot, and I get that that's kind of, if somebody can't park in the parking lot.
We have a handful of spots in our parking lot, but more than likely, you're finding street parking.
You're gonna find, and you will find it. It's not that hard, and it's not that big a walk, and it's. Come down and check it out. Don't let the parking deter you. I know
don't let the big city life.
Oh, I won't be able to find good parking.
You can take
Stop
bus 1.
It's worth it. You'll find parking. There's plenty of parking.
Bus 1 runs down High Street.
And I think another thing too, like what's cool
Bus
about
2 to 1.
What's cool about coming down to Franklinton, which is where we're at, Franklinton, which is right off downtown.
Franklinton is great.
We got great beer here. We got food trucks Monday through Wednesday. Thursday through Sunday, we got Ray Ray's. Across the street, we have Strongwater Restaurant. Great beers, great food. Brewdog is adjacent to us, and Rehab
Restaurant.
Rehab Tavern.
Yeah, Rehab Tavern. So if you're coming down to Land Grant, you're gonna have a good time, but you want to switch it up and kind of do like a little mini bar crawl and check out some other things. There's some cool stuff to do in Franklinton, so definitely come down and check it out.
I'm glad you said that because I was hesitant to pitch those other places
No, it's great.
because we're here with you. But you're absolutely right. Like this is a great area of town. I came down here 2 weeks ago and went to Brewdog. Well, I was Brewdog in here, and there was a little street fair going on like 2 Saturdays ago, and that was fun.
Rising tides raise all ships.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So come down and check out Franklinton, support it. There's also, if you're into that, there's a bunch of really cool building, like graffiti and paintings and you can look at some really cool art on these buildings out here. The Idea Foundry is just on the other side. over here, you can go there and do some really cool stuff. I know they used to have, they have glass blowing and they have all these. Come down to Frampton and check it out.
I know, Squiz. Hey, that's my sister right
Don't take
there.
any crap over
Nice
here.
Berkey out there. Yeah. Oh. Hey, no, all you Monger Maniacs and Monger Nation out there, as we're starting to wind down here, like I said, we could go on for hours here. I want to talk about one more thing before we move on into our pretty much last segment of the show. All right, let's talk about the movie and music series real quick, because this is something that sticks out, and I know everybody loves music and movies.
Music?
Yeah.
Music
I like
and movies.
music.
Some music. Yeah.
Music? Let's talk about music.
Throw a
So
little
we
bit of everything.
we
got
have
it.
the
got it.
giant beer garden outside, and we have a stage outside too. So every Thursday and Sunday we have live music outside. So if I think most people are, but if you're into live music, every Thursday starts I believe at 6 o'clock, and then on Sunday starts at 3 o'clock, or is it 4 o'clock? I think it's 3 o'clock on Sundays. And we have live bands playing outside, bring the kids down, whoever. We, obviously have the big beer garden out there. And then the movie series, we actually do more in the fall. We did do it in the spring a little bit, weather permitting. We have
It's
a
a little
screen.
late when the
It
sun
is,
is-
yeah.
is,
So we kind of wait till the fall.
longest.
So I think in the fall we're gonna have some really cool like Halloween movies.
Big
things-
Lebowski?
I don't know if that's on the list or not. It could be.
It could be.
It
I gotta tell you, when we did the first series of this, it was last year in October, and a couple nights got chilly. Well, one night I brought, my favorite blanket from the house, throw blanket, and I had the reclining, the gravity chair, and I'm right up front. And I was watching Get Out, and everybody said how good Get Out was. Well, somehow I missed it.
It was super good.
And I was in the front row. I had teed up my spot appropriately, and much to everyone's enjoyment, I think that part where they hit the deer, they were already having an intense conversation in the car, so I was on edge. Just about flipped right out of my chair, and everybody behind me is laughing. So, it's a good time, and good movies. It's just fun. Southside, drink some beers.
So outside, are you guys pet friendly?
Absolutely.
We are, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, only if it's a service animal inside our tap room, of course, because that would
Okay,
be,
but if someone's
it's the
coming down
law.
for music
it's
or
a
movies,
law, but
Bring
we
it
always have.
you're pet friendly outside.
Yeah,
we are.
Yeah,
Cool,
we got
cool.
treats for dogs that are made from our spent grain. We have
Nice.
water bowls
Water.
out always,
Nice.
and of course a large area in the beer garden. Pick up after your pets, and
Sure.
and also Tony can't take me out. So
Sometimes.
you got to know the demeanor of your
know your
animal.
boundaries.
Yes,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
Very, very touchy
They don't like
situation.
large crowds. There
Yeah.
could be one here. So know
Yeah.
the demeanor of your animal, but always
Yeah.
pet friendly here, and
That's awesome.
invited to the patio and beer garden.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
And when I said pet friendly, I didn't mean dogs. I meant cats.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we
You
go,
know,
Squiz. We're gonna
Macaws, if you're into parrots,
Yeah, we
do
got
that. Lizards.
We've had
the fox
penguins
legs.
here. We've
Yeah.
had owls. The Columbus
Yeah.
Zoo has
Oh,
come
yeah, I
down
was
from
gonna
all
say,
over
I
the
got
place.
nice.
Well, I don't think we got to discriminate
Shit.
against any
Yeah.
animals.
Just
yeah.
pet
I mean,
friendly.
as long as
Pet
they
in
can
general
jive with
friendly.
others, we're cool.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? All right, one last thing before we break to the next segment, all right? And I don't even know where to begin on this. I think this is something for all of our Monger Maniacs. But I guess what's the one that you guys sit around, drink beers, and talk about the most? Because there's 30 awards that you guys have won, it seems like, on your website over the course of 5 years, all right? Is there one that really sticks out that you want to talk about? And they
So
could be
your
different ones.
favorite award? Is that what
Yeah.
you're asking? What's your favorite?
I guess they
award?
all
The one
stick out
that
as
you're
being,
most
it's an
proud of?
award, unless it's a participation
The
medal.
one you're most proud of?
Nobody
Is
wants
that-
that.
is that-
Yeah, we won a lot of awards on our branding. We've won awards for community. We had an energy award that we won, as well as a few of our beers winning some awards as well. But I think those community focused ones are the
Wow.
best,
Wow. I love that, man. The
Everybody
community
can make
focused
beer,
awards.
but I think those are the best for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's hardcore. That's hardcore. And talking about hardcore, you know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Barley Hopsters Bottle Shop Speedy Beer that's moving. And that's right, our man Speedy right there on the screen right now says that it's Mispillion River Brewing Company, all right? Party Monster with an 8.5% ABV New England style IPA. And
Guess what I'm drinking at Jug Day tomorrow?
oh no, you will not see 1 p.m., sister. That's right. If you drink too many of those at 8.5% ABV, sister, I'm telling you, they'll come get you. But as they say, this beer is specifically properly served in a red solo cup. That's right. That is the motto that Miss River Brewing Company says. So there you have it. That is your Barley Hopsters Bottle Shop Speedy Beer. That's moving.
Sorry, Eric, I'm drinking it out of a proper pint glass.
Eric, I will drink it out of my hand if you want me to, brother.
Proper glassware is important.
That is fantastic. That is some fantastic beer right there, and it's definitely on the dank side for sure. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Monger Maniacs and Monger Nation and worldwide, last call for alcohol. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and turn it over to Land Grant. Last call alcohol, gents. What do you got to tell?
Any last shout outs you guys want to give?
Hey, as we already said, the anniversary party is next Saturday, the 28th. Come down and see us. It's going to be a banger of a party. Cheers, tips your bartenders, as we always say on Beers with the Brewers. And check out our podcast, Beers with the Brewers. You can find it on the website, iTunes, wherever you look for it. Just Beers with the Brewers, Land Grant University.
Sounds like I need to come on that show. That sounds like a pretty hot show.
I think we probably need to have you.
We can,
Yeah.
I think
I think
That
we
would
can
be
arrange
amazing.
it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
You might be talking to the right
Yeah.
guy.
Crossover there.
Yeah,
Crossover
yeah,
episode.
absolutely.
Tony, last call, brother.
I mean, anniversary party, definitely come down September 28th, noon to midnight. There you go. There's our invite. We have our 5th anniversary double IPA that's coming out that we're super excited about. Quad 104 is coming out. Concentrate 104 is coming out.
Woo!
And then another thing too, real quick. Q4, so October, November, December. Look for a lot of new brands and a lot of new beer from Land Grant. It's going to be a great quarter. We're putting out some new stuff, things you've never seen before. We're super excited about it. Definitely check us out when you're hitting the grocery store or you're at your local bar.
All right, man, way to kill it there, way to kill it. And the Queen of Quench, what do you got? Last call for alcohol, sister.
As always, I just want to give a shout out to all those groups that support us, including Springfield Beer Geeks, Northeast Ohio Beer Supporters. It's been so long, I'm sorry. Ohio Pints Templars Ohio chapter. We got Columbus Craft Beer Consortium. Just everybody that lets us share our shit into your groups. Thank you. We appreciate you, all our fans, and I still miss you, Jake.
There it is from our sister right here, the Queen herself. Last call. Master Chief Monger, baby, what you got? Besides, right now he's dwelling on Ray Ray's. That's right, he's thinking right now.
All right.
What do you got, brother?
First of all, Ray Ray's, you should be open right now. I'd be eating your sandwiches.
Oh my god, I need all of your jerk chicken sandwiches right
Or
now.
he's gonna go in there and make a new one.
Tomorrow. Yeah. Secondly, I mean, this has been an awesome show. I really love being down here at Land Grant. Like I said, they put a giant stamp on the city of Columbus for only been around for 5 years. Really looking forward to the 5-year anniversary. I will make it down here for that. You guys have been absolutely awesome. Thank you, Delmar. Thank you for Columbus Distributing for distributing their beers and actually talking to us as our bottle shop so we know what's being sold out there. You guys are doing a fantastic job for Land Grant, and have a great weekend.
Yeah. Hey, thanks guys for having us on too. Really
We appreciate
being
you
a
guys
part
coming
of the
down. Anytime you
podcast.
guys want to come down, absolutely.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna definitely extend an invitation to have you on ours.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah,
But
crossover.
now it's time for my last call of alcohol. And I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to my boy Bryson out there at Delmar because he's the one that, him and Tony combined together have really brought freaking, dude, it's been killer on how Land Grant is infested in the short north of the north in Delaware, Ohio, and we all love it up there. And you know what? It ain't going nowhere because we'll keep calling and we'll keep calling. But anyways, I wanted to give a shout out to my dude Bryson out there, or Bryson, as I've nicknamed him, Bryson, my boy.
Bryson, yes. It's
Yeah,
easy
true
to
G
say
in the
his
game. Thank you very much for being real. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, and Monger Nation, we are the Beer Mongers. I am Spartan Biscuit, Squiz, and Master Chief Monger on the Beer Monger Sessions, everyone's favorite streaming podcast about breweries, craft beer, alternative sports, and
Shenanigans!
for the brewery,
By the brewery.
we are the Beer Monger Sessions. We'll cheers you later.
Peace out, Mongers.
Woo!